Have you ever heard a fact so bizarre, so absolutely mind-bending that you immediately thought, no way, that can't be real? Well, strap in, because today we're diving into facts so strange they sound like conspiracy theories, yet every single one is completely, verifiably true. From radioactive fruit to immortal animals to countries with no rivers, this is reality at its weirdest. Let's blow your mind. 1. Bananas are literally radioactive. Bananas contain potassium-40, a naturally occurring isotope that makes them slightly radioactive. But here's the twist. This is actually used in science. There's a unit of measurement called the banana equivalent dose to describe small amounts of radiation exposure. Now, don't worry, you'd need to eat 10 million bananas at once for it to be harmful. But technically, every banana carries a trace of radiation. Yes, your breakfast is glowing, sort of. 2. Octopuses have 3 hearts and blue blood. Octopuses are straight out of a sci-fi movie. These intelligent, flexible sea creatures have 3 hearts, 2 to pump blood to their gills and 1 to circulate it to the rest of the body. Even crazier, when an octopus swims, the main heart actually stops beating, which is why they get exhausted quickly. Their blood is blue due to a copper-rich protein called hemocyanin. So yes, they're basically real-life aliens living under the sea. 3. Wombats. Poop in cubes. If you thought nature was messy and unpredictable, get ready. Wombats produce perfectly cube-shaped feces. Why? Because they use poop to mark their territory, and cubes don't roll away like other shapes. Scientists even studied the elasticity of their intestines to figure out how this was possible. Turns out, their intestines stretch and contract in a very specific rhythm. Yes, someone got a PhD in wombat poop science. 4. A day on Venus is longer than its year. On Venus, everything is upside down. The planet takes about 243 Earth days to rotate once, but only 225 Earth days to complete one orbit around the Sun. That means a single Venusian day is longer than its year. Oh, and Venus spins backward, from east to west. If you were standing on Venus, the Sun would rise in the west and set in the east, a few months later. Mind blown. 5. Scotland's national animal is a unicorn. Scotland, famous for kilts, haggis, and whiskey, has a national animal that doesn't even exist, the unicorn. Why? Because in Celtic mythology, unicorns were symbols of purity, strength, and nobility. In fact, unicorns have been on Scotland's royal coat of arms since the 12th century. So while England got the lion, Scotland went full fantasy. At 6, there's a jellyfish that can live forever. The Turritopsis dohrnii, or the immortal jellyfish, has the ability to reverse its aging process. When it gets old or injured, it reverts back to its earliest form and starts life all over again. It's the biological equivalent of hitting restart. Unless it's eaten, it could technically live forever. Somewhere in the ocean, this jellyfish might be older than human civilization. 7. You've probably never seen a baby pigeon. Pigeons are everywhere in cities, but have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Probably not. That's because baby pigeons, or squabs, remain hidden in nests for weeks and don't emerge until they look like full-grown adults. So yes, you've seen a baby pigeon. You just didn't realize it was still technically a baby. 8. Saudi Arabia has no rivers. At all. Saudi Arabia is massive, over 2 million square kilometers. And yet, it has no permanent rivers. Not one. Instead, it relies on underground aquifers, desalination plants, and seasonal riverbeds called wadis. It's a country built on sand and powered by salt water. 9. The Eiffel Tower grows taller in summer. Metal expands when it heats up. That means the Eiffel Tower actually grows in the summer by about 15 centimeters, or 6 inches. So yes, depending on when you visit, you could technically see more Eiffel for your money. 10. The entire internet weighs the same as a strawberry. All digital data is stored in electrons, and electrons have mass. When scientists estimated the total energy used to store everything online, they found that the entire internet weighs around 50 grams, the weight of a large strawberry. All of YouTube, Google, Instagram, and every cat meme ever made, 1 berry's worth of electrons. 11. You're taller in the morning. 8. Gravity compresses your spine during the day. While you sleep, your spine stretches out again. That's why you're taller when you wake up, by about 1 to 2 centimeters. So, if you're planning to update your driver's license, maybe go to the DMV before lunch. 12. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. You'd think aquatic animals would win this race, but nope. Sloths can hold their breath for up to 40 minutes by slowing their heart rate. Dolphins? Only about 10-15 minutes. Nature gave the slowest creature on land one of the most impressive underwater survival tricks. Plot twist of the year. 13. Humans share 60% of their DNA with bananas. It sounds like a joke, but it's a scientific fact. Humans share about 60% of their DNA with bananas. Now, that doesn't mean you're about to photosynthesize, but it does prove that life on Earth shares an astonishing amount of genetic material. Bananas. They're more like you than you think. 14. There's a word for the day after tomorrow. We all say the day after tomorrow, but there's a real word for that. Overmorrow. It's an old English term that simply means 2 days from now. It never really caught on, but hey, now you can sound extra clever when making weekend plans. 15. Clouds can weigh over 1 million pounds. A single cumulus cloud may look light and fluffy, but it can weigh over 1 million pounds. That's roughly 100 elephants floating above your head. How does it stay up there? The water droplets are spread out and supported by rising warm air. So yes, clouds are massive flying water tanks, floating like they weigh nothing. Reality is weirder than fiction. So what have we learned? That the world is a lot stranger and more wonderful than we give it credit for. Which fact blew your mind the most? Was it the wombat square poop, the cloud that weighs 1 million pounds? Or that the Eiffel Tower grows taller in summer? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who loves weird facts as much as you do. And remember, just because something sounds fake doesn't mean it isn't absolutely real. Says Simon.